Okay, so I've been playing a lot of Terraria lately. As you can see by the fact that I'm this far in, and I literally just started like under 2 weeks ago, but I've been playing for I've been playing a lot of Terraria lately. I got the urge to play it again, and so I started a completely new world, and just wanted to try out some of the game again. So I haven't played it in a while, and I figure it was time to start up that phase again. So it's been under 2 weeks. I don't really have a script for this. This is a very different kind of video because I'm not really going to be editing it, and also it's not about Fortnite. I just wanted to, because I'm 100 hours in. That's not an exaggeration. I can show at the end of this and prove that I've been playing this character for over 100 hours in less than 2 weeks, and I'm still not in hard mode. Because honestly, it scares me. Most of those 100 hours have been building. I've been doing a lot of building. It's my favorite thing to do in this game. I'm gonna turn down the music a bit, because I think it might be hard to hear. I've been doing a lot of building, and that's also why I'm kind of scared to go into hard mode, because I've done a lot of building. I don't want to like reveal over there yet what I've made. I just kind of want to stay over here. So what the objective of this is to sort of just record what I have, just in case everything gets fucked up with, like, the corruption spreading in the Hollow, just to show how things look now. This isn't finished, technically. There's still a lot that I want to improve on, but I'm gonna zoom in the map so, like, things don't get, like, super spoiled as we go along. Essentially, the whole goal is just to preserve how things are now, because I'm really proud of how far I've come, and I don't know if hard mode's gonna mess with that. I have a plan. I have been planning. I want to breeze through the mechanical bosses in Plantera as fast as I can. I've been really taking my time, as you can see by the fact I have pretty much everything that, like, takes a while to get in this game. I also have the Grand Design inside Chester. So, yeah, I've been doing a lot. So I have pretty much everything I think I need from pre-hard mode. I think it's time to, like, make that jump. I plan on fighting the Wall of Flesh. I know I can do it. I did a bit of a test run just to see if I could theoretically get him down to like minimum health. And I was successful, but I killed myself, of course, so that I wouldn't end up beating it. I also want to show off real quick my equipment. First, like, my pets, I switch out for the Junimo sometimes. Magic Lantern, Demonic Hellcart, Honeyed Goggles, and Slimehook. I forgot I could get the Honeyed Goggles. I was so psyched to get them, because it's like, flight in pre-hard mode is crazy. And I actually, you might see that this is definitely a very melee-centric loadout, focused on defense. But actually, I've been making use of one of, I think, the best features added in the last major Terraria update, loadouts. And I also have a Ranger and Mage build. There aren't a lot of Ranger accessories at this stage of the game, so I really just built it around being as fast as possible. And you can see I got the Terra Spark boots from that. So melee is defense, ranged is speed, and mage is damage. You can see I was originally, like, earlier today, I was full jungle, but I, like, did some research to figure out what would get me the maximum damage, because that's really what I want. Also, I meant to sell these. I got these from the dungeon because I wanted to get books for something. I found these, and I meant to sell them. I'll do that while I'm out. Anyway, that's just going through, like, so you can see I have, like, different sort of, like, vanities for each one. I had armor, cloak, and robe, just to show what I've got. And I have a corruption world, but I do go to other worlds for resources, and that's how I have the Panic Necklace. It's just a vanity item. And the Sweetheart Necklace. Anyway, so I think I'm going to show off my builds. These are, like, the majority of my time is gone. That's why I'm at 100 hours with no hard mode. I think this is the longest I've spent on any Terraria playthrough, even without hard mode. Or even with hard mode, I mean. I haven't had a lot going on in my life lately, as you can tell. And yeah, so the reason why I start out here instead of where my spawn is because I want to show the entrance to the city, this golden tower, and I create these little decorative things here to like make it like the background of a city. And over here you see we have the Copper Slime's house. The slimes all, like most of the slimes, live in the city because the NPCs all live in other areas. So I figured if I want to populate the city, I'm going to have slimes here. So I gave this guy a little copper shop with all like the iconic copper items. Over here, this will be important later, we have a train station. There is something down here that I want to wait till later. Now, I do have pylons, and I have the shell phone, so you might think that a subway station the subway station is lower, I'll show that off later. You might think that's a bit superfluous, and it is, I don't really need it, but I just thought it would be, was looking for ideas of what to add to the city, and just things to add to the world in general, and I thought having like a bunch of little train stations would make a lot of sense. Over here, next up, I built a little arcade, the Damon Arcade, where the cool slime works. You got potions as the prizes, and a bunch of little arcade machines I built. They don't look amazing, but I'm pretty proud of how I did. You can even see like a 2-player machine up here. And this is the main building. I'm gonna wait till later to explore the full thing. This is the real reason I zoomed in, because I don't want to show everything that's up here yet. Down here, I have a very disorganized organization area, because you can see I have, like, a bunch of categories that don't really make sense. But, I just wanted, like, to be able to just go to places in quick stack. The reason why I have these separated, I'll show later. I have all my crafting stations. I have my room over here with a bunch of, like, stuff I got from fishing, because I didn't know where else to put that, and I really like those items, so I don't want to just put them in the chest. This will also be important later. Over here we have a cafe with the clumsy slime, and there's not really much to this. I just wanted another building to flesh things out a bit more. This will also be important later. Also, because there were 2 living wood trees near spawn, I wanted to preserve them, so I built this. I built around it. I have like sort of like park area. I should add benches. Whenever I know I'm gonna like see all of these things that I could have done, and I'm gonna add them later. But this is just to show up how things are now. Yeah. So I preserve the living wood trees. They go down to the cave level. Over here we have the library with the nerdy slime, and I couldn't figure out what to put over here. I couldn't think of any more buildings, especially because I have like a different idea for the Mystic Slime. So, over here, we have a construction site. If we go up, we can see that we have like a whole crane. This was a really fun thing to build. This is off-center. But because like it was hard to figure out how to center it, because you know you have all this. And a forklift and some. I don't really know how to make scaffolding. There's probably an easier way, but I didn't look into it. Anyway, we could use the pylon network. Well, actually, we don't have a pylon here. That teleporter leads to the next town, the forest town. But I just kind of want to go on a walk, because there is something on the way. You see, I got an extra meteorite. I heard that only 2 could fall, and I got both of them, but a 3rd meteorite fell, and I thought, you know what, I want to do something with that. So if we go over here a bit, we have these mysterious towers. You can see the lights line up to, like, well, they approximately line up to the celestial pillars. The colors of the celestial pillars. You have the meteor, you have like these towers, these mysterious towers. I'm thinking of after defeating Golem, lighting them up, because that's when the lunatic cultist comes, so it's like, oh, that's happening now. I forgot to put grass there, or rather I forgot to put dirt over there, because I want this to sort of be like a weird, barren sort of area. It's been ravaged by the meteor. And, so yeah, I just wanted to make something with a meteor brick because I really like how it looks, so I made these mysterious towers. And if we head over this way, you can see I've planted a bunch of sakura trees. I don't know why they aren't growing. Why only some of them are growing. Wait. Because we have a nice sort of Japanese-themed town over here. These aren't part of the Japanese theming. I just had a bunch of garden gnomes and wanted to make the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as gnomes. I don't know why. I was very tired. There's a picnic table. Pinwheel, because I had it and I wanted to do something with it. Zoologist, Golfer, and Guide are here. And over here we have the pylon, but we also have the teleporter, which takes us back to town. It takes us back to the city. I also want to use otherworld music here, in all these towns. I want to get music boxes once I enter hard mode. I want to go onto the celebration world, and I want to get the otherworldly soundtracks, so I can have sort of unique music playing in the areas that I made. Anyway, we're actually going to keep going. We're not going to use the pylon network because there is more stuff to see. The next biome and town is the snow biome, but there is a build that I made over there. These are where the other two meteors spawn, by the way. There is another thing between this town and the next. You see, I wanted to make a little house for the tax guy, or the tax collector when I eventually get him. I didn't really have anywhere else to put him, and I also needed a graveyard. So what I did is I made a haunted mansion. It's quite bare. I have a lot of decoration for it, and I do want to, like, make it more. But as you can see right now, it's just sort of a dark mansion. Up there is where the tax guy is going to live. I'm going to put a bunch of gold coins, so it's like he's counting his money. And we have a bedroom over here, and you probably notice there are water candles down there to make enemies spawn even more. And the interesting thing about that is, like, if you want to turn on the lights, there is a light switch. And if you turn on the lights, the water candles go out. But a lit-up haunted house isn't very scary feeling, so I'm going to turn it back off. I really want to build a haunted house because I've been watching a lot of ghost videos lately. Just Top 5 and all that. You can also see a glimmer of the basement. I'm going to be adding on to this. There's just barrels, chains, and some skeletons down there right now. But I have some ideas to make the entire place a bit more feeling. And over here, I'm not proud of this build because it's very basic. I tried giving it a little decoration, but it's essentially just a box. This is actually the ice biome train station. We head down here. You can see there's the railroad. And this is sort of the area where people wait. I forgot to put a second. Well, actually, no, there isn't room, so I guess that works. Also, the stairs look weird. I did different things for every staircase. Not intentionally, I just forgot how I made each one, and two of them, the first two that I made, don't even work properly. Anyway, if we go over here, past the lake, we have a nice gate into a little jolly snowy town. There's the merchant's shop. These chests, you might be wondering what's in them. Nothing, they're decorative. It's supposed to be like, this is where he keeps his stock. Over here we have a sort of vent-shaped building where the Goblin Tinkerer and Mechanic are, and you can see up there, I built a clock tower. This is empty for now, but once Santa moves in, or once it's Christmas time, I'm going to build a Christmas tree up here. I'm going to decorate the town with Christmas trees, put some garland, a bunch of decorations up, and have Santa move in here. I just realized I need a table. I'll work on that later. Just to show what the clock itself looks like. There's also a clock on the train station. I was tempted to open my map, that might spoil things. Anyway, we're also not going to use the pylon yet, because there's yet another thing over here that's worth looking at. This is my actual arena. The reason I say my actual arena is because there's another arena. Well, actually, there's two other arenas. There's 2 other arenas. This is my main one. This is the one where I'm going to be fighting like the mech bosses. I don't know if it's big enough, but my desert biome was only so big. And also, my desert biome kind of got fucked up anyway. Because I dug this whole area out, so you can see it's a forest biome, technically. This is where I'm going to be fighting the mech bosses. Hopefully it's big enough. I might dig out a bit more so there's a bit more room to, like, fly, such. But I just wanted to... I realized that my other arena isn't going to work. I'll show it when we get to it. But yeah, we have a pyramid in the middle of a tiny desert. And we move on this way, and this is about where the dungeon is. Might be a bit of a walk. The Trimarang isn't... It's a fun weapon. It's not like a really practical weapon, it's a fun weapon. You can see, hollowed, sort of, well, I didn't hollow it out, but I destroyed, like, the wall, so I could build a train station down here. Maybe, I almost made it over here, but I didn't know if that would interfere with the protests, so I'm gonna figure that out. Or, sorry, I made it like this, but I'll figure that out later. I also, have been kinda stripping down the entire dungeon of all of its decorations, because I want to use those as build-up resources. Maybe I should have done that to another Worlds thing, because I think the lack of banners and the lack of water candles might interfere with spawn of the post-plant Terra dungeon monster. Because I don't know why I think this, but I heard the banners had something to do with how the magicians spawn. Anyway, over here, we have the first arena. This isn't it, don't worry. It was actually supposed to be an arena/biome. It's the mushroom biome. Up here you can see I did have an arena planned, but I realized that space, and I got some opinions on this, I realized that space is a horrible place to build an arena because, you know, physics are weird and wyvern spawn. But that doesn't stop me from putting Terraria crystal here because you don't really need to jump that much in a old one's army. You can see this is where an arena was gonna be. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it now. I'm thinking once I beat Martian Magic and get like the like conduit blocks, I might make a little like sci-fi sort of city up here. But for now, there's just a mushroom forest up here, and over here is Club Shroom, a sort of nightclub. I don't know what music to use, because Terraria doesn't really have a lot of songs, Otherworld or main soundtrack, that feel like they would work for a club. Like, I thought about using the Overworld remix, but that starts with a piano section that doesn't really work. And you can see the party girl is here. I will have the truffle here when the time comes. Anyway, that's that. Also, just to show off the shape, it's not really a mushroom shape, but it's close enough. I prefer my new arena, I think. Over here, we've got the ocean town. The stylist, the angler, I'm sort of like doing a story where it's like, oh, the angler lives with the stylist, like the stylist is raising him. Over with the dye trader, because the stylist and the dye trader, I think, like each other. Anyway, the dye trader lives by the ocean, and I know that the desert is where the dye trader likes to be. But I feel like the ocean, like the colors of the ocean make more sense. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense. It just felt, also I needed another ocean. I needed another ocean villager, because the pirate hasn't moved in yet. At a certain point I want to build a dock and a pirate ship. Maybe I'll move the dye trader at some point, but right now he's staying in the ocean, so I have enough ocean villagers. And we're not going to use that, actually. We're going to go to the dungeon again and use the train station. Because I want to show, like, all the work that I've done. This time we're going west, to the west of Spawn, to show the 2 towns I have over there. There's a lot less that I've built over that way, because that's where the corruption is. And, you know, like, I kind of want to build stuff where I know it won't get corrupted. It's probably going to get hollowed, because I think that's how generation works, is the hollow will be on the opposite side as the corruption. But, I don't know, hopefully not. Also, I'm hoping that I'm actually hoping that the hollow... Oh, I passed the dungeon. I'm absent-minded. I'm hoping that the hollow takes the area where I have my pyramid, actually, because I need light sources. I'm hoping I can make like an artificial hollow biome around there, because I desperately need light mummies to get the sky fracture, because that's going to be my MVP. But just to show, like, I used the digging mole cart and the rails, obviously, to make this. Gonna just go through here. I also want to just quickly explain all my items. I, of course, have the 3 presets, so I have 2 weapons for each preset. I've got my 2 melee weapons, the Knight's Edge, which is really fun to use, and kind of part of the reason I don't want to move on to hard mode is because it's so fun to use and I don't want it to get outclassed. The Trimarang, again, not the most practical weapon, but it is really fun to use. I'm probably gonna switch it out for the, probably fucking anything, I don't know. Quad-barreled shotgun. Not the greatest weapon, but it's really fun. It gets outclassed pretty fast by other weapons. Phoenix Blaster. I had the Mini Shark for a while, because I thought it would be better. Also, we passed by the ice biome, and you can see the ice station. Phoenix Blaster. Also we're gonna be, okay, we're actually gonna stop here. Phoenix Blaster, you know, Flower Fire, Aqua Scepter, all pretty self-explanatory. I'm actually gonna come up here so I can show something that I didn't mention. Also, for some reason, this area is considered a town. Like, these columns are considered a town, but the rest of it isn't. Like this area here. The music changes, and I don't know why. It doesn't change anywhere else except this specific area. We have a little, a bit of an illegal bar over here with the surly slime. We've got bottles that are supposed to represent this, the flask of party. We've got a little illegal imbuing station. Just a sort of, you know, legally... I can't even say dubious, because it's very illegal. This is very illegal. I do not condone this, even though I built it and purposefully let it happen. Anyway, so we're back here. I can also share the clock real quick. And we're heading west to the last 2 towns, and to show the last 3 stations. Because there's not really a lot between them. Once I get the corruption squared away, like with the Contaminator, maybe I'll start doing more. But up here, we have the desert town. You can probably tell what kind of thing we're in for just by the structure of this. Sort of like ramshackle wood sort of vibe. But we have a sort of Old West town. Just the arms dealer, nurse, and elder slime. Got a tiny clock up there. We've got a sort of like, I didn't really know how to make something that looked like a doctor's office. So there's just a waiting room and a bed. There's the nurse's bed, and then there's like the patient bed. I don't know really how to make that work. We've got like a town hall with the elder slime as the mayor. We've got a bar with the arms dealer. Oh, it's nighttime, so I can get the illegal gun parts actually needed to like decorate this area here. This is sort of like a legal place where illegal dealings are going to happen. I still have to decorate it more, but you also have the training down here. I was gonna sell. Yep. Got a little campfire, a water tower over here, and tiny little train station. And that's the desert town. I really, if any of you guys got suggestions for more Old West themed stuff I should add to the town, I'm more than open to it because I'd really like to make that look more Old Westy because I really like the theme and I really like what I have so far. Anyway, we got the jungle over here. We've got a living mahogany thing down here with flower walls. They don't have living mahogany walls yet, which is odd to me. And up here, you see we've got a giant tree with the witch doctor living in a little witch hut, and the painter living in a bamboo house. They didn't know what kind of house to give him. I was gonna do a department store or like a hardware store, like a Home Depot or something, but it wasn't big enough for that. I couldn't make the leaves big enough without looking like comical, so I just gave him a bamboo house. And up at the very top, we've got the dryad living in the top of the trees. Also, we've got mud running down the sides because this got so high up that the jungle stopped generating, so I had to improvise and create my own custom jungle along the sides with grass. And so that's the last town. But there is one more station before we head off to before we, like, go back home, and I show you the final area, which was actually the first thing that I built, that, like, place with all, like, the NPC houses where they live before moving out that you saw earlier. That was one of the first, like, major things I built. And you're gonna see how, also, Demon Ultra Replay. I might keep that one as where I craft stuff while I destroy the others for ore. Going to go through here. We should be getting to our destination soon. I built a train station in the Corruption, which I thought we'd be at, like, by now. Place is bigger than I remember. We've got a train station in the Corruption. Don't worry, I have it sort of quarantined off so that it doesn't spread to the rest of the world super fast. I want to get through the mechanical boss as quick as possible so I get the Contaminator, and I want to get through Planterra as fast as possible because that'll slow the Corruption spread, if I recall correctly. It's nothing too fancy, but I just thought it was neat to have a little train station in the Corruption. Where we're going to use the cell phone to get home, so I can show the sort of final area. Oh, also, oh, spoilers. I forgot to show it, but I do already have a Planterra arena with gold bricks, lanterns, campfire, all that. Anyway, we're gonna climb up this way. This is where all the NPCs live and where all the NPCs will live before I make other, like, stuff. I'm gonna have to, after I defeat Planterra, build, I have 3 builds that I need to make. I need to make an airship for the steampunker and cyborg, I think above the Old West area of the desert. I need to make I want to make a crystal castle in the Hollow for the princess and the wizard, and I think I'm going to move the party girl there. And, shit, what was I going to say? I have to make the pirate ship. You can see we have peace candles here too, so things don't spawn, because this isn't considered a town, because there's not enough NPCs. See, we've got a little, like, park over here, with a little custom living wood tree, and yes, this connects to the bottom floor teleporter. I meant to add more water. I have a bottomless water bucket now from fishing, so I can fix that whenever I want. I'll do that after I'm done recording. We've got some plants. It's getting laggy. See, those are where I'm keeping my banners. This is where I'm keeping my armor. This is what originally, this was just going to be like a floating block in the sky that I was going to call the vault, because it's where I'm going to keep everything that I collect. You can see I've got a bunch of armors. Not all of the armors, but enough of them. I can focus on those later. I've got a bunch of the vanities. I played around Halloween, so I got, I think most of the Halloween vanities, I'm not sure. I'm also going to be collecting the equipment. And you can see I've got more banners. And I don't know what I'm going to do with these. Haven't figured it out yet. I was going to do pets and mounts maybe, but I kind of want to do like tiny little houses with like item frames that have the pet item in them. So it's like it's the pet's house, and I like when I want to like take the pet out, I have to like call them out of their house. Sort of cute little thing like that. Melee weapons, ranged weapons, magic weapons, summoner weapons, and whips. See, I have paintings that I'm collecting all around here. If I get doubles, I'm going to use them as decoration in other places. Boss stuff. I realized I don't have enough of these, because I did account for, like, I only accounted for what I consider to be the main bosses. I didn't account for event bosses and invasion bosses. So I might have to add on to that soon. Got Chippy's couch, r/Terraria painting. This is where I'm going to keep, like, all the princess paintings. There's another painting area. These empty rooms here are for paintings I can't access yet. But I have a plan for all of this. I had to do the math. I did the math to figure out exactly how much space I would need in each section to have exactly enough for all the weapons, and then I realized I did the math wrong, and I had to improvise the math while I was building. And just because I wanted to, I built a little needle at the top that goes all the way up into space with a shimmer monolith. I have that here. I have a hole going to the shimmer if I have to go there. And we have a 3-second timer that turns the light on and off. It's not really that impressive. I just thought it was neat. And for the entire building and the entire like city, this is what it looks like on the map. I think it looks pretty neat. I'm glad I was able to do something this big in survival mode. It is classic mode, so it's not like gameplay skill impressive, but I'm just proud of myself for being able to make something this big from just like a regular survival world. And resources from other worlds, of course. Right, just to show. There each of these goes. This one goes all the way to the top, and if we press this lever, we go to a tree farm, also in the sky. These won't grow for some reason, I don't know why. I think it might be like a... yeah, I don't know why. So yeah, that's about it. That's everything that I've built. If everything gets fucked up, I'll have this video to remember that stuff by. And I hope you guys enjoy how much progress I've made. If I end up defeating the Moon Lord, I'm going to give a progress update, show any new builds I've made in that time, and just to prove that I'm not bullshitting about the 100 hours, 102 hours. See, even on this one where I've gotten to hard mode, also they all have the same name, or different variations of the name, even on this one where I've gotten to hard mode, it's been under 50 hours, and over double the time, I haven't gotten to hard mode yet, and this one I already have. So, like, I think I had a problem. But I think it's a decent problem to have. I have all these... I have Key Smash, I have one where I was making portal areas. This is a server with friends that I ended up fucking up accidentally because I AFK'd so people could join, and then the Crimson spread. This was to test 1.4.4 stuff, and this is the world that I'm on now. Not a creative name, I'll come up with it later. I'm also trying to come up with names for all the stuff in the world. So, yeah, that's everything. Have a good day.